Hi guys and welcome. I'm Janine and you're in my kitchen. Today, I always start quick because I know you just don't want to spend a lot of time watching. Today you're going to get a 2-for-1. I am going to make my crab cake mix, which really wasn't mine. I got it from Jack Pepin. You know, he's a world-renowned chef. I love him. I love the way he keeps things simplistic. When I found this recipe by him, I said, that's it. I've made it on my channel. You'll see it if you Google crab cakes. But it's time again to make it because I want to show you how versatile it is. And I just did 4 sauces for seafood that you can also use right here and now when you make this. Okay. One thing I do that you don't have to, that Jack Pepin didn't do in this particular recipe, he used panko breadcrumbs. I know how to make my own because of him. I took stale baguette. You know, that's as French as I get. I took stale baguette and salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and dry parsley. Okay, I did that because I did it overnight. I knew I couldn't get to them yesterday, so I put them in the fridge. And if I put fresh parsley, which I normally would have, it would have got moist. Yeah, I'm putting it in the oven because I'm going to do stuffed mushrooms and I'm going to do crab cakes. So that it's going to go into a wet mixture any way you flip it, but I didn't think it would keep good overnight in the fridge with the fresh parsley. Probably would have, but we'll see another time. But today, that's all I did. If you have stale bread sitting around, blend it up however you want. I did my mini chopper. All your dry spices, parsley, salt, pepper, garlic powder, you know the rundown. Okay, so that's that. Let me get a bowl. And I'm using this because when I did the sauces the other day, we always have shrimp on hand. That's why it was in abundance in my house. I don't always have crab, but it was on sale, so it's the perfect time to do it. Let me rinse my hands. Okay. Let me get a rag here. We're going to go pretty quick because I know that's what you guys like. You want a fast, easy recipe. Well, I'm going to talk, but I always talk about the food and how to utilize it. The ideas you need so that you can get more out of your food. Now I'm getting 2 meals out of this. This is all I used so far in the container. Maybe less than a quarter, not even. Look how much it has in there. It really is abundant, that little container. Okay, and this is not the jumbo lump. That's the premium. That's top of the line when you want to eat it by bites or the way we do. This is the lump crab, swimming crab meat. This, as you can see, it's the lump crunched a little bit. It's still the lump taste and quality, but it's not in its whole piece. Okay, that's the difference. Which is why would you spend the extra money, another tip, on the lump if you're going to shred it down to a crab cake anyways, right? Don't that make sense? You want that for presentation, and when you want to take those mini forks, dip it in the mustard sauce and eat it. I get it in restaurants as an appetizer, and it comes in a vidIQ cup. Quite delicious. With a lemon and parsley drizzle. That's how they do it there. And it's expensive. It's like $24, okay? So I can make me and hubby and one other lucky person at home for $20. I can feed 3 of us the same app. So watch your crab if you're a crab lover. When it goes on sale, grab it. Okay, now we're just going to add, let's see, a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs to that. Not even probably. Let's start with a 1/3 and see how that works. But he did the mayo before that, so let's do just like Jack did. He did 3 heaping teaspoons or tablespoons of mayonnaise. We don't need quite so much because I'll do 1. He did 4. I'll do 2, and I'll do 3. Could always add, excuse me, I just had coffee. You can always add more mayo, more breadcrumb, but you can't take out, and you don't want to keep adding. So this is a good ratio. If the jar was even full, stick with 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And now the breadcrumbs are going to be our binder. Don't feel you have to use them all. We're going to start with a 1/3 of a cup and go from there. And he added at this point, I don't have them in there. I need a scallion. A green onion. Nice time to have these babies sitting on my windowsill. I'm going to rinse and clean and cut. I'm going to rinse, clean, and cut them so they're nice and fresh. this is the beauty. When I'm able to use these on, which is rare, I grow them, I keep them, but rarely can I use them. I just don't make enough recipes that require green onion or scallions. That's just me. But you may have a lot. So it's a cool thing to do. You just keep them in water on the windowsill. They'll keep regenerating. You keep changing the water every 3 days is key, and you trim them like a haircut. Take an inch off every 3 days, and you'll see they keep growing. They keep growing. But you got to do that maintenance. You have to keep the water fresh, and you got to keep trimming them. Otherwise, they will die away. Now, I'm going to get my knife. He put in, I think, 2 in his. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to take off any dead parts I feel are dead. Or dry. Not even dead. They're not bad. You can see. But I don't want them because I'm fussy. I'm very fussy with what I put in my mouth. So, you're in the right channel. All that's the roots. See? We don't want that. We don't need that. Now we chop to add. And we mince it small. Watch your fingers. If you don't have chopping skills, put it in a blender or whatever chopper. Even I am careful. And I've been chopping for many, many years. Still, I've seen pros cut themselves. Because when you're on camera and you're rushing, things happen. Everybody's human. And I like my fingers. I say it all the time. Always keep my hand above. See how I cut? My hands are safe. They're always safe. And go slow. If you've never done this, go slow. You'll get your rhythm. The size of the knife is very important. Matter of fact, this is my long one. I've been cooking over 10 years with it. I'm due for a 7-inch. Okay, enough of that. Enough knives. I added it. You may not like scallions or green onions or whatever these are called, or even regular red onions or white onions. You may just want to add fresh parsley at this point or nothing extra. That is entirely up to you. It's your crab cake. Excusez-moi. Now we mix and see if we can get it held in our hand dry enough for a frying pan, because I may not get 2 meals out of this. I don't know what I'm saying. I got 6 stuffer size mushrooms. These have to be pre-cooked, and the crab has to be chilled enough to stand up to frying. So I'm gonna have to pause and finish it when it's ready to mold. It could use a tad more of the breadcrumbs. And then, because they're fresh, they're delicious. They're not going to hurt this. It wouldn't be the same as panko that has no flavor. You're going to just taste that breadiness. But, you know, he did it. If it's good enough to Jack Pepin, I don't know what to say. I do like flavor in my food. I am a big flavor person. Sorry. And these are holding beautifully. Look at that. I know, without even trying, I can, in fact, mold them in my hand. So I'm going to put it in a bowl, smaller, and I'm going to refrigerate it until I'm ready to use it to stuff these mushrooms. I have to wash them. Maybe I'll do that on camera for you quick to show you. Here's my bowl. Let's put this beautiful crab mix in. You can see, let me show you up close. You can see the tightness. You can see I could grab that and mold that into a cake, okay? That's the consistency you are looking for. Moldable, think hamburger, okay? That's the only way I can express it to you. Think burger. You want it to hold like a burger. Okay. Now, that will generously fill all 6. Let me just get this in the fridge, guys. That will generously fill 6 mushrooms. I may not get an extra crab cake out of this today, but the point was, let's do these and wash them and rinse them. The point was being that if you had too much, it is the same blend of crab mix that you would fill a mushroom with, you would make the crab cakes with. It's one and the same was the biggest point I wanted to share with you. So if we don't make it to get one little appetizer to go by my lunch salad, oh well. These are regular sizes. They come, just look for them. I get them at Publix, and they're called stuffer mushrooms. I don't do anything with this when I'm doing stuffed mushrooms. I have so much in my mind and so much that I like to fill them with. I fill them with meats and cheeses and cream cheeses and all of that. I don't need this little extra mincing to go into that filling, is what I'm saying. Okay, they say rinse these with just a damp towel. That's not good enough for me. Let me get my paring knife and show you, because when you stuff them, you want to create enough space. Okay, look at this. What I'm saying is, you see that like that? That's not enough space. You have to jam in there. You take a paring knife. This is a paring knife, and you trim around. I'll show you. Let me just do it over the board. You trim around. I'll do one or two, and then we'll pause, because that's everything else is preparation. Now look how nice. Looks wider, bigger. Your filling surface just grew. Then you take a small teaspoon, okay, and we're going to scrape out the gills nice and gently. Watch me here. I can't get you closer. Nice and gentle. You can see with the spoon, you just want to remove the brown. That's all. You just want to gently scrape. If a piece of the side comes off, don't sweat it. You're going to overcover that with the crab filling. Not to worry. Okay. And that's how she should look. Okay? Look at that. Now I'm going to rinse each and every one of these underwater, pat dry them with a Scotch towel so that I know they're clean of any dirt, debris, any of this. A lot of debate over it. I like my mushrooms clean. I don't want anything from, I don't know what soil these have been in, okay? I don't know if they, hydroponic and just water. Were they in a field somewhere with anybody stepping on the dirt nearby? I don't know. But I do know I rinse mine, okay? Rinse them all in cold water. So I'm going to continue cleaning them all to this point. I'm going to rinse them in cold water, pat dry them, and then we're going to come back when they're ready to fill, and that crab meat is ready to put inside. Okay? Okay guys, this is what they should look like after you clean all the gills out and trim them. Now I rinsed them. This is the dirt that comes off. I rinse them and dry them, both sides, okay? Both sides get rinsed and dried. Now they go into a dish. I'm gonna let them sit in the fridge, dry out a little bit more, because the next step is to do these right. They have to pre-cook for 15 minutes because the crab is already cooked. The breadcrumbs are cooked. They just need to really heat through well. And these will not do that in 10 minutes. They will not soften because they're larger. So we'll do the next step and I'll show you. Okay guys, the crab is chilled. I'm warming up the oven. It has to reach temp of 400. And what we have to do so that it tastes good and they get cooked through, we have to pre-cook the mushrooms for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to show you that step quickly, and then I'm going to pull them out and show you what we do to fill them and then recook them. Put some oil on the bottom of a pan. I'm using in like an 8x10, 9x13, whatever, so they don't stick. You've seen me wash them, prep them. All you're going to do is put them in the pan like this for about 15 minutes. You want to give them a head start because I'm going to actually cook them for 15 minutes as well. But like I said, the breadcrumbs are cooked, the crab is cooked, everything's cooked, so it really just needs to thoroughly heat through. And then you could play with the toppings. I'm still debating myself. Do I want to add some Gruyere to this shredded? I don't know. We'll see. But this is what they look like. Okay, they're going to go in the oven with the oil. I'm going to just put a little salt and pepper. It's almost to 400. It's 390. Put a little salt because maybe this will draw out some of the water and help them cook along. Very little pepper. Okay. And we're going to put them in. Let's do it now so you can see. It's ready. It's my oven. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15-minute timer started.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to pause and come back. Okay, it's been 15 minutes to out of the oven. They've generated water from the salt on the top. So I'm going to show you what I do. Don't be afraid by that. What I'm going to do is going to keep those juices. See? Going to keep them and mix them with the oil. I'm going to pull them out of the pan so that I can stuff them properly. But I'm going to leave all those juices. And you see, they're much more fork tender now. Now another 15 minutes, they'll be nice and editable, okay? This method works. Trust me, I'm gonna start to call myself the mushroom queen because I've made about 5 or 6 and I'm not in any way gonna stop because it's one of my favorite appetizers. I say this all the time. If you watched me, and that's my next recipe coming up, I love Seasons 52, me and Honeydew. My hubby. That's gonna sizzle a bit. I'll need a spoon. Every time I go, I order this spinach shrimp stuffed mushrooms. Every time. Without fail. So now you just take your crab meat, see? Take your crab meat and you cap them off. Crab meat's cold and the mushrooms hot, but that's okay. And I think we're gonna have leftovers here for the cake, and that's okay. This guy is a little bit big, so I'm going to give him a lot more. It goes a long way, guys. I'll tell you. I wish I was having company. This is a great appetizer. This is wonderful. Who doesn't love stuffed crab mushrooms? I don't know. These are babies. They're little. So I'm only going to give them a little bit. Now, we have more than enough. I'm going to put these back in. First, I'm going to put, what can I put on them to get them a little grilled? Let me see, because I want them to come a little bit golden on top. I don't know. What do you think? Let's go au naturel so that the mayonnaise in them will be enough to brown them. Let's put them, see, now they're all capped and filled. We're going to put them back in. I'm going to give them another 15 minutes. You know what we can do? I know what we could do. I took it out for the crab cakes, but I'm going to put a little bit on each one. Panko, regular plain panko, okay? Regular panko, and the tiniest dash of olive oil, okay? This is real cooking here now. This is on the spur. I didn't plan this. I never done this. Let me use my good stuff. This is the oil that you drizzle after the fact. So if it's good enough for the end, it should be good enough for this. And I can control it because it has the tiny pour plastic. I want to brown this crab meat. And I don't think that's going to happen in 15 minutes. All right, we're up to 375 and going higher. Let me get them back in, and then I'm going to show you, let's heat up the pan. I'm going to show you how to do the crab cakes. Back in here, mushrooms. Oh, it's hot. And I just put my eye drops in because I suffer with dry eye lately. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
15-minute timer started.
Okay, she's doing her thing. She started. I have more. This is what I'm going to do. I need butter and olive oil to fry the cake in. And these will not get wasted. I haven't had breakfast or lunch. I had one hard-boiled egg so far today. And this will be my lunch, early dinner kind of thing. Okay, let's get that in here. A little bit of olive oil. Use both. Okay, I have a good amount left here. Enough for 2 nice sized cakes. Let's see. Now, what being in the refrigerator did for them, let me get one more plate. What being in the refrigerator did for them was make them a little bit more solid. You don't have to do this. Look, if you want to be a purist, they are completely molded beautifully. We'll do one and not the other, okay? Show you both ways, because I've never done it and I'm curious. Here's one without. See both sides? Patted together. It's holding beautifully. And then we'll do one with breadcrumbs. Let me put it here so it don't stick. We're going to take this guy, who feels even a little bit more moist, okay? And we're going to dip him in panko crumbs. See how the crust comes, see what it looks like, see what you like, okay? 2 little baby ones. Here's the panko. And I'm using panko plain, not to disturb the flavors in here. You want to taste that crab and onion at the very best. You don't want it overcrowded with anything. Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, that's still heating up. The oven has finally reached temp. I have the worst oven in the world. Let me rinse my hands here well. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope you're all eating something terrific. I know I'm excited because I love my crab. And it's even tastier on sale, which I got it for. All right, now this is rolling up there. All right. Now, let me see if I could get you a little bit closer even. Let me move things around. See if we can get you. The oil's heating up. We don't need no more butter. That's a done deal. Okay. Good. Let me get you closer. And bend you down a bit. There you go. All right. Here's the one without. The pure and simple. Again, these don't need more than to get golden on both sides. Here's the one with the panko. It's gonna go in. Okay. We don't need the excess. While that's cooking up a bit, it'll take a couple of minutes on each side. And to speed things up so that you're not bored to death, they're on the first side cooking. I'll come back to you when I turn them. Okay guys, I flipped them. They are golden. Let me take this guy out. I don't remember which one I put in first. I put in this one first. Let's see. Make sure it's cooked through. Give it another minute. If you like them lighter, you know, you want to make sure they're heated through, you know. You don't want to undercook them. And we may not be eating them right this moment, so they may have to keep till dinner, and if I have to microwave them, it's smart to take them out now, okay? See? There you go. Woo-wee! And here's the one with the panko, if you like that better. See which one you like. Panko is this one, regular is that one. Now we're waiting on the mushrooms. Gonna take another 10 minutes. We'll come back. Okay guys, these babies are done. I just simply have to plate them. They're golden enough for me. They smell amazing. Woohoo! Yummy, yummy. I'm hungry. I think the panko did a little goodness to get that brown on top of the crab and give it a bit of crunch. A little something, something, you know. I'm digging it. All right. I've made these in the past and they didn't have the panko. I did cheese, so this is something new. Now I have another way of preparing them, and I like it. I'm not going to touch this pan because this is super hot. Let me move it so I can give you a close-up of something yummy. Okay, guys. There's your close-up. There's the yummies. Okay? There's the crab cakes. There's with panko, a little bit more crispy, without as a purist, just in the butter and oil. And these are the mushrooms. Okay? And doing the 15-minute pre-cook the mushrooms is well worth the time and the effort, I promise you. And any of the sauces I had the 2 days ago, I did the sauces. We have, let me put you up a bit. We have leftover tartar sauce, which I plan on eating with those. So, and we have even a little something of the mustard as well. Either one will taste delicious on these. And thank you for watching. I hope you, why is my face so red? The oven. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed my chitter chatter and 2 recipes and techniques with 1 jar of lump crab meat that does not have to be the jumbo. You can get it on sale. You can eat expensively, cheaply. That doesn't make sense, but it does to me. I got the crab on sale and we got 2 meals out of it because, believe it or not, it stretches a long way. All right, until the next video, I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.